Hello everyone, I'm Moonpiebandit, and this is a tutorial on the Ghostlight Anticitank build by SalamanderPie. This is a 2 fodder leveling build, the same as the Mire Flyer. The only difference is that it uses the Anticipate stone instead of Scratch or Meditate. Now there are a couple of benefits to switching from a Mire Flyer to a Ghostlight Anticitank. The biggest main one would be that Eliminates do drop in the Ghostlight runes. They don't drop in the Mire, they do drop in the kelp beds, but it's much easier to level 2 dragons to 5 in the Ghostlight runes than it is in the kelp beds. It actually takes roughly the same amount of time to get them to level 5 as it does in the Mire, and you can actually level them to 4 in a maximum of 2 battles every time in the Ghostlight runes. Additionally, with this build, getting enough breath from the beginning of a battle round is usually much faster than with a Mire Flyer. You can start on almost any of the enemy packs in the Ghostlight ruins as opposed to only being able to start on Meditate enemies in the Mire. If you're interested in trying out an Anticitank but you don't want to fork over, the 600,000 treasure to get another Eliminate, or you don't want to take all the time to level a dragon to level 25, you can actually use your Mire Flyer to do a test run fairly cheaply. They only differ a little bit in terms of battle stones, but you will need a Tincture of Dissolution to change their stats around a bit. The only stone you would absolutely have to change is, of course, switching out the Scratch for an Anticipate. You can find an Anticipate on the auction house easily for less than 5,000 treasure. If you're using a Mire Flyer to test it, you should already have a Rally and an Eliminate, but if you're building an Anticitank from scratch, you'll need these 2 ability stones for sure. Depending on your playstyle, you can fill the remaining ability slots with any of the 3 following, either Haste, Bolster, or Sap. I highly recommend the Bolster with this build as it will help reduce the damage you take, and you will need to take damage with this build in order to proceed. Stats, again, fairly simple as it goes. There is only a slight shift in points from a traditional Mire Flyer to the Ghostlight Anticitank. You'll need 115 points in Strength and 76 into Quick. The rest you can either put into Vitality or Agility. I recommend leaning most of the extra points in Vitality for the health boost that it'll give you. Okay, so once you've got your points allocated and the right stones set, you can start leveling in the Ghostlight ruins. This first battle is where things will deviate from the Mire Flyer and the Monk builds in a pretty big way. For your first battle, you can start on almost any enemy pack except for the Longneck mediums. You want to avoid those at all costs. You may also want to avoid Lux and Air Sprites. Starting on the Sprites, you can do it, but it's kind of a big pain, and it's really just easier to refresh and try for a better starting pack. The best starting packs are ones with 3 scratch enemies. These are the fastest. Once you've got a good starting pack, you don't want to use your Anticipate right away. In fact, you shouldn't ever use it unless an enemy has the next turn. Instead, you'll want to use either your Haste, your Bolster, or your Rally, whichever one for that first move, and then you'll want to use your Rally for the second move, and then Anticipate for the final move before your enemy strikes. So it goes either Haste or Bolster, Rally, Anticipate. I usually do Bolster, then Rally, then Anticipate. That way you have your defense bonus, and you're rallied in case you get enough breath, and you've got obviously your Anticipate. So once you've done that, the enemy will take their 3 turns, and there's a good chance you'll already have enough breath after those 3 turns that you can just eliminate the 3 enemies, and from that battle on, it'll be just like a Mire build. You just rally, eliminate until you get your dragons up to the level you need them to be. If you don't have enough breath after the enemy strikes for the first time, you can rally and Anticipate again, and by the end of that turn, you will definitely have enough breath to eliminate the rest of your enemies. Now, before I end this video, I do want to take a little bit of time to go through a favorite variant of the Anticitank of mine, the Redfoot variant. This build is the same as the Anticitank, it just has some small changes to its stat points. It has the same 115 strength, but it only has 70 quick, and the rest of the points are shifted into either vitality or defense. In my case, I put them all in vitality. This gives your Anticitank quite a bit more health. They can take more hits without running out, so it's a little less fragile than the original build. However, unlike the original Anticitank build, the number of turns you get varies from pack to pack. It's not consistent. Some enemies are quicker than others. For instance, you only get one turn after the initial 3 with a pack of Tatterwings, as opposed to the 2 that you would get with the original variant. So the Redfoot variant is more durable, but if you have trouble remembering which packs are faster than others, you may want to stick to the original build. So that's all I have for this tutorial. I hope you guys found it helpful. I will include a link in the description to the original Salamander Pie Anticitank how-to thread, and I believe that there is a link in that thread to the Redfoot variant as well. If not, I will include a link below for that one too. Good luck finding those eliminates, and happy leveling!